problem in our journey is we want to make sure that we're not in the spotlight. We don't take responsibility. And because we don't do that, we look at every other thing as a source of the problem, not ourselves. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why every entrepreneur or would-be entrepreneur should buy a mirror. If you want to actually attribute failure, if you want to attribute gaps, you should look in the mirror. The guy you see in that mirror is the reason why that business is failing. There are 4 mirrors that you need to look at when you're having challenges in your entrepreneurial journey. The first one is my name is Olufemi Sheyi. I'm a real estate salesman. I buy, build, sell real estate for profit, for investors, and then for myself. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why every entrepreneur or would-be entrepreneur should buy a mirror. One of the things I like you to do is to quickly go to the nearest supermarket and go buy a mirror. Why is that important? By the way, we do not have any product that is like a mirror, so don't think we're trying to advertise a mirror, but this is it, right? I'm not talking about it in literary terms. This is the thing with entrepreneurship. A lot of time, entrepreneurship is tough. The journey is frustrating. You look around you and you want to you know that you're supposed to be doing much more than what is being done. And you wish that other people will be as passionate and provide the support that you need so that you can all achieve this success. But it's never so. And a lot of time I've seen entrepreneurs when they're talking in front of camera and they're asking, why did the business fail? They can attribute a lot of reasons. They say, it's that person, I didn't build the right team was not there, the environment was this, the economy was that. And I've seen a lot of companies who were shutting down, particularly in the era of fintechs or technology. Founders are saying we're shutting down our doors because we could not get another round of funding, because the products and market fit was not there, because the product did not get the traction required. There are quite a number of reasons, but I've never heard, or it's very rare to hear a founder says, we're shutting door because I failed, because I did not have what it took to get it. I don't think I've ever heard it. And that is the problem. That is where the problem is on the journey of entrepreneurship. If you want to actually attribute failure, if you want to attribute gaps, you should look in the mirror. The guy you see in that mirror is the reason why that business is failing. The problem in our journey is we want to make sure that we're not in the spotlight. We don't take responsibility. And because we don't do that, we look at every other thing as a source of the problem, not ourselves. But what I've seen and what is clearly documented, even in the good book, is that, you see, as a man thinketh, so he is. You are the determinant of your future. You are the determinant of what happens. I was reading in that scripture when men came together and they decided they wanted to build a tower. And if you look at that tower, because they were determined to do it, the creator came down and said, this thing that these people have proposed in their heart to do, there's nothing that will stop them from doing it. You can see that significantly outcome of your life is determined by the state of your inner life, and that is who you need to look out to when things are not working. There are 4 mirrors that you need to look at when you're having challenges in your entrepreneurial journey. The first one is this mirror of skill. What skill do you need to have that you do not have that is causing the gap in your business, in your journey today? Most of us tend to think because we're entrepreneurs, because we provide leadership within the office setting, we have all the skill that is necessary. Is when you begin to realize that when you look at that mirror, the reason why there's a gap in your business is because there's a skill deficit on your own part. And this is what I've seen. Once you're able to upskill in that realm, that area of lack, that gap changes significantly. The other mirror you need to look at is the mirror of your network. You see, what skill cannot solve sometimes, your network would help you to solve it. Because come to think of it, business is actually the concept of network. The transactions you are going to do today is because the guy on the other side of the table says, I want to do the transaction with this person, or somebody recommended you to that person, say, deal with this person. That is how you are able to do those transactions and build your business. So when you realize that you are not having those transactions, you are not having that traction that require, then the question you need to ask yourself is this: what is the network that I need to build? You need to go look in the mirror that what is wrong with the network I have, and is the network I have enough to help me to achieve my target? And then you want to double down on that. If that is deficient, you want to consciously begin to work on that. The third mirror we want to look at is the mirror of communication, and that is the major challenge a lot of entrepreneurs have. One of the bitter lessons I've learned is to want other people to go pursue the same goal that you have and be as passionate as you have, without necessarily over communicating and getting them to understand clearly what the vision should be. And that is the mirror. So if you have a team, if you have a business and there's a gap, you don't seem to connect with the people that you're leading, you need to go back to that mirror and ask yourself, what is deficient in the way I communicate? Communication is not about talking. Communication is ensuring the person on the other side of that exchange understand what you're saying, understand what the vision is, understand what needs to be done, and understand how what needs to be done should be done. If you just say it and they don't, then you have not communicated at all. And this is one area that I actually struggle with, and I've still struggled with, because I clearly understand what needs to be done. I clearly understand what the vision is, but I generally kind of feel that people don't get it. Initially, I used to get angry to say, look, why would they not get it? Why are we not pushing this together? Why are they not as passionate as they should be, or the way I am? And that is the beginning of frustration if you don't understand it. I realized that while I'm very clear in my head about what needs to be done, I might not have communicated very well. And as I begin to try to get better, looking at that mirror, realizing that the problem was me, not them, I realized that not all is not perfect as today, but it's much better than it was. I realized that people generally engage more the clearer they see in terms of communication. So you need to go look in the mirror. The other mirror that you need to look at is the mirror of vision, to see what exactly is the vision about. A lot of us, when we start entrepreneurial journey, we start on that journey because we just are comfortable. We just wanted to make some money. We just want to survive. And then as you begin to survive and you realize that you're doing much more than survive, you don't generally look at the vision and try to review it and scale it forward. And sometimes you even have the vision, but it's not so clear to everybody around you. So the vision mirror is to ask, what is the vision? Is it big enough to inspire people? 2, is the vision clear enough to motivate them to work with you and to walk with you along that journey? Go look in that when people are not keen into vision. Instead of complaining about the quality of followership, the quality of the people within the business, you need to start asking, this is the vision. What can I tell these people so that they understand the vision, they understand that it's benefit for me and them. And then apart from that, you need to now start asking, who else can I bring to join the team to help build this vision? It is until you realize that vision not being clear is one of the reasons why you are still struggling along your entrepreneurial journey. And then you need to actually publish that. And that is why it says, write the vision, make it plain upon the table that I may run that reads it. What it means is that once the vision is clear, once the vision is plain, once the vision is documented, the people that embrace it will run. So your job as an entrepreneur, as you lead, as the business owner, is to actually ask and say, this vision that I have, how would I write it down? How would I make it clear so that people that are around me can run with it? The number 5 mirror is the mirror of execution. You see, one of the things that is very key in business as an entrepreneur is execution. And I realized that I was a major failure when it comes to execution. Now, this is because in the last few weeks, I've started asking myself, if the team is not executing the way I want, it is not the team's fault, it is my fault. So the question I'm asking is, what do I need to do now that I can see that it is my fault in the mirror? What do I need to do to make sure that we execute better? And one of the things I've said is to make sure that I do not accept less than what I think is the potential of the people that work with me. Because I realized something, that if I accept it, then it's my fault. And what I'm increasingly realizing is everybody on my team has the potential to be 5-10 times more than what they have today. It is my job as a leader to demand for the excellence I know is in them. And if I'm not demanding, I cannot blame them for not living up to the expectation. And this is what I've realized, that we all live to the expectation that is set for us. If a small child or a child that is in primary school comes home and says, and they tell him, oh, what is your result? And they said, my result, I was 41 out of 41. And the mother said, okay, that is good enough. You are not that smart. Just don't feel out of school. What happens to that person is, his goal is not just to fail out of school. But if the mother demands and say, look, you are 41 today, I know you can be number one, so the first in class, you can be the best in class, and that is who you are. What happens is that same child understands that there is a demand on the reservoir of excellence that he has inside him, and then can sit and draw out that reservoir of excellence. So if we're not executing in the system that I lead, it is not the fault of the people that work with me. It is my fault. Because part of leadership as an entrepreneur is to look at your team members and ask yourself, what is the capacity of this person? And how do I make sure that while this person is working with me and walking this journey, this part of life with me, how do I make sure that what I get is the best from this person? When you begin to look in the mirror and realize it's your problem, you realize that you want to draw out more value from them. You want to help them to actually express the excellence they have. And this is what I learned, that when you begin to do that, people get better. It might be tough in that process. They might hate you, you might hate them. But at the end of the day, people will realize that while they were with you, they were operating at their best. The last mirror of entrepreneurship is the mirror of intuition. You see, in whatever decision you're making, there's something that you're being told. If you are quiet enough in your mind, every entrepreneur should actually take that time to look in the mirror and ask, am I giving my mind, am I giving my spirit the latitude to make the decisions for me? Am I having that quietude that I need to actually think through the decisions I make, the long term, the goal, the objective, and how we want our system to be built? If you don't take time out to meditate, if you don't take time out to think through, if you don't take time out to experience peace, even in the turbulence that will be around you, then you are not likely maximizing the potential of your own mind. You see, the most important tool you have as an entrepreneur is your mind, because it is the mind that will create everything that you see. It is the mind that will create every material thing that we have. So how much of that mind are you using? If you look in the mirror and your business is not really evolving like it should, then you need to ask, what is your mind doing? You are the architect of your story. So go tell the story, go execute, go inspire, go communicate, go rewrite the vision that you have. And every time there is a gap, go look into the mirror. Because once you understand where the problem is, you can solve it. You are the problem if there is a problem. When you solve the main problem, every other problem will be solved. I hope if you're an entrepreneur listening to me today, that this has been of value to you. And I hope that you will take those things, go by the mirror, and start looking at yourself every time you have a problem. What do I need to do to change myself to actually get better, to actually move forward? Thank you.